Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the stream. It's me, Digi. We are back in FS 2020, and we are going to be doing some flying today to Thunder Bay in the PMDG 737-600. We are at Charlie Yankee Alpha Mike, which I'm going to try to pronounce it properly, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to fall flat. It's Sault Ste. Marie, and we are going to be flying out to Thunder Bay. So Charlie Yankee Alpha Mike to Charlie Quebec Yankee Tango, unless I got my ICAO codes mixed up. We are parked at one of the ramps. I do not believe this airport has jetways connecting to any planes, but if I tried to create my own scenery for fun, I'd be tempted to create some jetways just to have the border boarding done differently. Yeah, I know. Weird, isn't it? Welcome aboard, Kev. Good to see you. Folks, if you don't know my friend Kev Mikwa, who I like to call Kev, Kev is a dear friend of the channel, somebody that's hung out and supported me for a while. Also, somebody that does streaming of their own as well. Takes breaks like I do from time to time, but he definitely likes his cargo ops in X-Plane. So feel free to give him a follow if you haven't done so. Great friend of the channel again, and did you recommend it? Good to see you, friend. We are going to fire up FS 2020, and we have FS2 crew today, which means we have some help in the flight deck. That's our friend. I believe her name is Stephanie. She's an excellent first officer. I've already done like 2 or 3 flights with this wonderful NPC, and definitely helps me manage the flows on this aircraft. Oh, you got the shout out easily. Let's go ahead and get started. We have probably the better part of 30 minutes to get this plane started, boarded, and then basically get on our way. We're also going to be on the VATSIM network, and I'm going to go ahead and connect so I can catch anyone on frequency. So we're going to be Pacific Western 197, so PWA, Papa Whiskey Alpha 197 if you're tracking me on simaware.com, if it is a .com. But basically, I'm going to be on, your usuals. If you have any haunts where you can track VATSIM traffic, you'll see me there. I will switch over to 122.8 for now, and then I'll probably switch over to the CTAF frequency for the airport to get started. Yay, VATSIM! A fan. All right. So we're on VATSIM right now, but we're not doing much at the moment, probably because this airplane's not turned on yet. There are some presets that are set up, but considering that I'm not at an airport with a jetway, this shouldn't be that difficult to do. I've got the button bind set to my gamepad. Yes, I said gamepad. I'm lazy. And I should be fine to fly across, what was that, Lake Huron? I get my geography mixed up. I know Lake Ontario is the furthest of the Great Lakes. Then there's Lake Erie, Lake Superior, Lake Michigan, and then Lake Huron. Lake Huron is what I believe we're going to be flying over. So, let's get started. Let me go ahead and open up my secondary window just so I catch you wonderful folks chatting. And hello to my lurkers. Don't feel like you have to talk at all. I definitely appreciate you being in the channel. You bring up the channel algorithm, so I'm going to go ahead and say thank you in advance, and I'm going to have my other screen ready to go. There we go. Now I have my other screen open. Great. So we have the flight plan. We're going to be flying from Charlie Yankee Alpha Mike to excuse me, is it Charlie Quebec Yankee Tango? Let me double check. I always get those mixed up, or usually do. It's Charlie Yankee Quebec Tango. And I believe that's what my flight plan said. I'm going to go ahead and check the page where I filed it. I pre-filed. We are flying to da, 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 Hmm. There we go. Charlie Yankee Quebec Tango. And the alternate is Charlie Yankee Whiskey Golf. Hopefully we won't have to use the alternate, but let's go ahead and get started. The briefing preview is available on my flight planning page. Scott Fars, hello friend. Welcome aboard. I am doing okay. Just have some leftover coffee and had a few snacks before I got started. We're going to be doing a quick hop over to Thunder Bay from Sault Ste. Marie, just north of the U.S.-Canada border. But hello, welcome aboard, and say hi to my friend Stephanie. She'll be the first officer for today's flight. I'm using FS2 Crew with an animated first officer, so she's going to be helping me with the startup and operative flows. So let's kick this off with some voice recognition, shall we? Let's start setting up.
Roger.
All right, so
This
you
parking
folks
is
should be
too
able to hear
small
it.
for your aircraft.
Oh, okay, so basically it looks like GSX is complaining. So we're going to fix that real fast.
This
I'm
parking is
going
too small for
to
your aircraft. This parking is too small for your aircraft.
I'm going to go ahead and possibly reset. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm probably going to stop all active flows for right now, and we're going to restart. I may have to kill the process and restart it. Ibanez player, good to see you, my friend. Oh, you're going to the Bahamas, Scott. Fantastic. Enjoy the flight. Welcome, friends. Great to see Ibanez player. If you don't know my friend Ibanez player 200, please give him a follow. He is a friend of the channel and he likes to fly. He plays some other games. He does trucking on stream, um, and he's been hanging out for a while. So I'm trying to customize the current parking position I'm set at. Parking system marshaller, jetway's no jetway. I'm going to, let's see, I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do underground refueling because I don't care, and I'm going to adjust the maximum allowed wingspan to 35 meters so it works with my aircraft. And then I'm going to do a passenger bus and pushback. I'm going to say any type, front baggage loader, any type, rear baggage loader, any type. So we'll have fun with this, and also we're going to see how the positions work. I'm not going to worry too much about customizing the positions. I'm just going to go ahead and apply my changes. I should be able to. I don't think I'm going to reload my position. I could probably restart coatal, and it might not be a bad idea actually. Let me go ahead and do that. See if the sim breaks. Let's go. Thank you so much, my friend. The weekend is going okay. Slept in, had breakfast, sat down with Mrs. Digi. We did a little biz dev Saturday, and then I took care of the cats. Kind of started getting set up. I'm doing a quick flight today, and then after I'm done with the flight, off stream, I'm probably gonna reorganize some things, go through some papers, some things that I have on my desk. I'm just really trying to get back to life, man. Just try not to freak out about so many of the things that I want to do. So I really am trying to take it one step at a time. Let me restart the animated first officer. That should work, unless I'm missing something. Let me tell you, it is an absolute blessing to have friends in chat. I don't care if I don't make a penny off of this for the rest of the year. If I have people coming in the chat that I know and love, like I love you guys, I have an open heart towards you guys. I'm rich. I'm rich right there. So let me see. I think I should be able to restart the flows. And there's Stephanie again. Let's see if I can do this. Let's start setting up. Did I break my... Did I break my mic thingamabob? I might have. I might have. Because I'm not seeing anything that says... I'm not seeing anything that's allowing me to communicate with them by voice. Info center panel. Okay, that's for me to use voices, devices. Oh, interface. There we go. There we go. It reset to voice control. It reset to button control. Now it's voice control. Here we go. Let's try it again. Let's start setting up. Does it not want me to start over? Okay. Hit the kill switch. Let's start setting up.
Roger.
There we go. All right. So what that should do is it should allow GSX to start going through my setup. 30 minutes on the clock, and you should probably see the GSX Pro window focus in and out really fast. She is beginning to start the setup, and you'll start to see her flip switches very shortly. There we go. She just did a recall. There's going to be certain things that she's going to do, and this does have GSX Pro integration in FS 2020. So what's going to happen is she's going to start doing her thing while I do mine. We have the emergency lights armed, and what I need to do is to go downstairs and to get the ground power established, because I don't want this thing staying on battery for a very long time. And once I see the ground power light come on, we should be good. Okay, so we got the battery on the bus. She's probably going to want to fire up the APU. So if she does, I'll let her. I'm not worried about that. We can always deal with it. And I don't think we have. Do we have anything in center pumps? Hold on. We do, but that's because we have 25,000 pounds of fuel. I'm going to readjust based on the flight plan, but I know it's a slight immersion break. I get it. But I'm not worried about it. I'm just focused on having fun. So, if you take a look at what's going on, you might not see the plug-in right now. There's a window here for the like a kind of translucent or transparent FS2CREW control panel, and it has a countdown timer. It's 30 minutes from when we actually start everything, when I asked her to start setting up, that she is actually going to be that we are actually going to be responsible for getting out of here. So I'm I'm uh, I'm already at the airport. I'm already on VATSIM. I'm parked. I just turned the window heats on. I'm not going to turn the yaw damper on just yet. I'm going to turn the packs to auto because I want them to actually be on for passenger comfort. And I'm going to be cruising today at flight level 360. She'll probably adjust this as well, but I just do that in case she doesn't. When we land at Thunder Bay, I'm going to want to know what the altitude is. Altitude of Thunder Bay is going to be 654 feet, believe it or not. So 650 should be fine. Oh, we're off by 4 feet. Not that much of a pressure difference. Chill.
APU on the buses.
Okay, so she turned the APU on for me. So I'll adjust the fuel quantity as needed. And we'll go upstairs. Oh, she actually turned on my nav for me. Thank you, Stephanie. Appreciate that. Okay, so flight controls test look good. Nav should be aligning. Do an airspeed warning test. And if I had a certain professional 737 pilot here, he'd probably be remarking about how interesting it would be to have somebody else on the flight deck. Honestly, I feel like this is something that I should have done some time ago because it really makes this plane so much more comfortable and flyable. And basically, I'm happy with that. We will eventually activate the boarding process, so if you see default crew and stuff here, I'm not going to worry about it. Also, there are some settings that I changed, so I don't have the GSX integration use or pull up the fuel truck because there's basically it's not necessarily a bug. I mean, it kind of feels like a bug, but basically in GSX, you can't seem to dismiss the fuel truck like you used to in like the P3D or FSX versions. You just can't. So you literally have to reset the flight deck to do stuff. And there we go. Now we actually have GSX integration working. So the default person went away, and we should probably start seeing the pushback or boarding things show up. And there you go. We're getting the catering set up, and we should be getting underway shortly. In the meantime, let's go ahead and get the main panels looking pretty, because y'all know I like my panels lit up. And I'll also get the other settings set up. Down here, we should have the panel brightness. And I'll set up my squawk code. Pretty panels, yes. You know I like me some pretty panels. All right, so 2257, and there's also a setting where the first officer automatically sets you up for transponder. So I should be squawking mode Charlie now, and I am. And we're not going to be flying an ILS. We're doing an RNAV Zulu approach into Thunder Bay, so I don't need to worry about an ILS frequency. Thanks for the shout out. All right. And that takes care of my pretty panels. Let's go ahead and set up for a departure out of Charlie Yankee Alpha Mike. Let's go ahead and take a look at the runway. I believe we're taking runway 22, so it's a magnetic deviation of 220. 220. Let's go ahead and set that up. Actually, let me see if she can set it up for me. Set heading 220.
220. Set.
That's convenient. Well, what do we have here? We have a flight sim pilot currently at Sault Ste. Marie, Charlie Yankee Alpha Mike, getting set with GSX and none other than the Pacific Western livery. Da da da. Flying in old Canada. And we are off to Thunder Bay. Welcome aboard, my friend. Folks, if you don't know my friend Nathan's planes, you don't know what you're missing. Nathan applies such a level of just meticulousness to the flight sim experience. If you like people going through flows, flipping switches, explaining why they do what they do, you want to hang out with Nathan's Planes. He comes Digi recommended and is a longtime friend of the channel. Welcome aboard, friend. I'm going to set up the course heading for our arrival at Thunder Bay on the course headings so that we have that and we can use the approach mode, which is kind of like a not necessarily a rudimentary glide slope, but it does employ one. So we're going to put 254 in the course heading sections. Tis Nick Gersla. Hello. Oh man, so many friends on board. Thank you so much for stopping by. Dude, you guys made my flight already. If you don't know my friend Nick Gersla, please go check him out. Nick likes to do a lot of offline flying on X-Plane. If you like having a nice airline flight with the nice noise in the background of the engines, especially if you fly, 737s with the buzzsaws, go check out my friend. Again, Digi recommended. So, let's do this. Let me take a look at the flight briefing. The passenger count is always a little bit borked. Thanks for the shout out to Scott Vars. Just trying to get caught up. Thank you. We're taking 29,400 pounds of payload and a zero fuel weight of 113.5, which is what we're going to do, what we're going to work with. And what are you complaining about? Oh, okay. They're adding 2 minutes to the timer. Fantastic. And what that means is I can go downstairs and I can get my numbers punched in. So, FS actions, give me payload. I'm going to leave alone. Zero fuel weight's actually 114.5, so I'll try to remember that. And fuel is supposed to be a max of 13,900, so that's what we're gonna compute. So that should be set, and we're gonna leave that alone. They should be able to take care of the doors for me. Yeah, they just did. So let's see. Return to menu. Go to FMC. I should be good for my AIRAC cycle until the 17th. And we will take Charlie, Yankee, Alpha, Mike. We'll go ahead and punch it in reference airport. I'm pretty sure stand 39 is not recognized. That's fine. And we're going to go over to route. We're going to plug in Charlie, Yankee, Alpha, Mike. We're going to plug in Charlie, Yankee, Quebec, Tango. Over here. Oh, you got it, Scott. And we're going to be Pacific Western 197. Not 97, 197. Catering's complete. Okay, so we still have 25 minutes. I don't have to run around here so fast going, ah! It's fine. We're going to be fine. We're taking runway 22. And now I should be able to punch in the departure, which is going to be the Sault Ste. Marie 8 out of runway 22. We're going to activate that, and then we're going to go through performance in it. So, zero fuel weight is actually going to be 114.5.
Hi, the security and safety check are all done. Are we good to start boarding?
Affirmative.
Thanks.
Okay, so that means the passenger should be coming. Sogan, welcome aboard, my friend. Thank you so much for coming. You're joining us on a quick hop to Thunder Bay in the 737. We have 13.9. Realistically, I think we need 13.8, so we have point 0.1 on reserve. Oh, you only have point 0.1. What's going on? No, no, no. Slow down. Slow down. We have 13.8 with 0.1 emergency reserve. We're going to go through the briefing real fast. We have 4,492 pounds of fuel to get us to Thunder Bay. 1,350 pounds of contingency fuel for 15 minutes. You did a flight in the 800, very nice. I'm flying the 600, Scott. So this one's like the baby, almost like a baby Boeing. We also have another 5,279 pounds of fuel in case we have to go to Charlie Yankee Whiskey Golf in Winnipeg. And on top of that, we have an extra 2,192 pounds of final reserve. So, at a minimum, 13,313 pounds of fuel is what we need to get off the ground to facilitate a diversion to Winnipeg if it's necessary. But we don't got to freak out about that. So, we should be A-okay. We're not going to attach the tug right now.
Crew?
We do want to board crew.
Crew boss is coming.
Fantastic. We still have like 22 minutes, so I'm not worried about it. And thanks for the shout out to Nick Ressler. All right, cost index for today's flight is going to be 23. Beautiful. And cruise altitude for today's flight is going to be 360. A teensy bit of overkill seems like, because it's literally, what, a 50-minute flight? Whatever. So many streamers are streaming. Absolutely. Let's take a look at the briefing for winds. Top of climb is going to be 314 at 064. 314, 064. And now we have the fuel. Let's go ahead and execute that.
Final approach checklist complete.
Hey, Iowa Scotsman, thanks for the 45 months, friend. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you. We're flying in Canada today, and we've got boarding already taking place. We're out of default scenery, but I don't care. I'm just enjoying myself with PMDG and FS2CREW. We've got a NPC helping us with flows for the 737. Say hi to my FO, Stephanie. And let's go ahead and finish setting up the performance. So, performance, we have, how long is this runway? This runway is 22 that we're using. It's a 6,000 foot runway, so we're not going to derate this takeoff. It's going to be full on, no derate, 91.4% N1. And now we're going to go ahead and set departure flaps.
Your passenger's bus is coming.
All right, so the crew got here. Just phased into existence. You like that, huh? Happy to facilitate the experience. I don't have scenery for this. I could make some. It's something that I can certainly put on the calendar, but at the same time, sometimes default be like default. So I'll take what I'm given. I'm having fun. So let's import airport information. We're using runway 22. We are importing the aircraft performance and current weather. If we calculate, we're going to be taking flaps 1 with 127, 128, and 134. Flaps 1. And what's CG? What's CG? CG is... Oh, here come the passengers.
Passengers boarding starting.
Let's see. CG is over here. 24.5. 24.5. 24.5 means trim is 5.07. Alright, we got 16 minutes left for the departure phase. I'm happy with that. That's close enough. Let me take a quick peek at our charts so I can see where we're going when we land at Thunder Bay. Thunder Bay, Thunder Bay, Thunder Bay, Thunder Bay.
Welcome on board.
Thunder Bay has a terminal. If we land on 25, which we will, we can taxi back via runway 12 and taxiway Alpha. Now, I'd like to be off the runway by taxiway Delta, so we can go Delta Alpha to Terminal 1. And if we go to Terminal 1, I can probably either pick
This way.
2 Alpha, 2 Bravo, 3 Alpha, any one of those. We'll see what they take.
On board.
We should be fine. So trim is set, and again, 125, 126, 134 set, and
Good afternoon. May I see your boarding pass?
set speed 133 knots.
133 set.
Okay, that's my VREF speed. That's my V2 speed. Excuse me. So that means I should be able to arm auto throttle, and we have flight directors on already. So I believe we should be able to hit VNAV and LNAV buttons. We can. Fantastic. Fuel needs to be checked. Why? Oh, you know why? Because one of the center pumps is on. One of the center pumps is on in the center, and I believe. Are we running the?
Boarding pass, please. Hello.
I thought you said we were running the APU. So let's get the APU jet
Boarding
on.
pass, please. Hello.
I turn the yard damper on and double check up top. We should be fine.
Welcome on board.
And what does that mean? We have the auto throttle armed, flight directors on. What is the altitude for the departure out of here? And did I not have that on my... I thought I did. I thought I did. There's no information for the Sault Ste. Marie 8 departure?
Passengers bus is coming.
That seems strange. Okay, never mind. Then I have agency over climb, which means I'm going to go ahead and go straight to 360. Set altitude 36,000.
3,000 set.
Oh, missed that slightly. Set altitude 36,000.
6,000 set.
Okay, so passenger boarding is done. Let's go ahead and get the rest of the stuff set upstairs. We have yaw dampers on. I'm going to go ahead and turn all my fuel pumps on because I'm lazy and impatient like that. The APU is already currently running, but we do also have ground power plugged in. Let me go ahead and use some digital voice so that we can run the departure brief.
Are you ready for the departure brief?
Go ahead.
Okay, it's going to be a standard pushback and start off the gate. Taxi route will be
Passengers
F9
boarding
by
starting.
ATC. Will be a left seat takeoff using rated thrust. Planning of flaps 1 takeoff. Anti-ice will be off. Standard reject actions to V1 as brief from V1, or if the call is to continue, I will continue to take off as per standard company procedures. The engine out procedure today is as per the chart. We're under our maximum landing weight, so we're okay to make an immediate return. Okay, all going well. The departure routing will be via the ATC. No noise abatement procedures required. LNAV and the VNAV are armed. Flight directors are on.
Welcome on
Mine is
board.
master.
Hello.
Yours is slave. Navigation radius are set. NOTAMs and the
Good
aircraft
afternoon.
defect
Good
log
afternoon.
have been reviewed. Any questions, comments, or concerns?
No questions.
Departure brief complete.
Okay, so we're pretty far along. Let's go ahead and start getting this bird ready to go. TCAS is off, but it should be turned on shortly. She'll probably set it to TARA for me, but I will let her do her thing. Before start, checklist, please.
Logbook.
May I see your boarding pass?
Aboard.
Landing gear pins.
Welcome
3
on
aboard.
board.
Fire warning and overheat.
Checked.
Start levers.
Good afternoon.
Cut off.
Stab, trim, cutout switches.
Normal.
Lights test.
Repeat last.
Lights test.
Oh, that's recall. I'm just going to go ahead and say checked. Checked. Checked.
FMC.
Programmed.
Briefings.
Actually, hold on. Belay that. I didn't finish programming. I need to check the legs. Okay, boarding's complete. Let me just make sure I have my flight plan set. We're taking the departure to DuPoul. And then from DuPoul, we're going to be taking the Notor 4 arrival to 25. And it's going to be an RNAV Zulu. And if I take a look at the flight plan, we're going to be going to, I believe, Canev. Because I don't see Gaber. DuPoul, Viver, Canev, Viver, Canev. Yep. Okay. So Notor goes, Notor goes straight to Viver, and then Canev, B-Rob, Vepbi, and then go around altitude is 4,000. Okay, now we should be fine. Complete. Complete.
Oxygen mask and quantity.
Let's check oxygen. AB. Checked.
Hey guys, all packs are on board. Are we clear to close?
EECs.
Thanks, it will be a short taxi.
Thanks. Let me know if you need anything.
Repeat last.
EECs.
On.
Navigation switches.
Normal.
Display switches.
Auto and normal.
Fuel.
Let's see. 13.8 cleared with 0.00 center pumps off.
Passenger signs.
Auto.
Window heat.
On.
Hydraulic pumps.
A's off, B's on.
Pressurization.
Set auto.
Flight instruments.
Since I don't know how to check this one, I'm going to go ahead and say set and checked. Set and checked. Set and checked.
Auto brake.
RTO. RTO.
Takeoff warning horn.
Set and checked.
Parking brake.
Set.
Transponder.
Set. Oh. Let me double check. TARA.
Aileron and rudder trim.
Centered.
Before start originating checklist complete.
Let's go ahead and remove the chocks. And that should be that. Before push checklist, please.
0 fuel weight.
114.5 set.
Takeoff weight.
One two 8.3 cross checked.
PWB remarks.
Reviewed.
And ones.
.4 reduced set.
Runway.
2-2 set.
Flaps.
PWB1 CDU1. PWB1 CDU1.
V speeds.
One two five, 126, 134 set.
Staff trim.
5.07 set.
Minimum cleanup altitude.
Let's see. I don't know what that is. I'm assuming that's going to be cruise altitude? Or, no, minimum cleanup altitude. I'm assuming 10,000 feet. But I'll just go ahead and say set and checked. Hey, Camp Route, good to see ya. Set and checked.
Flight deck door.
Flight deck door, since that's in-op. Lights out. Lights out.
Before push checklist complete.
Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Hang on. We should be fine to go now. Nobody's here. And we are in VATSIM as PWA 197. And let's go ahead and double check our charts for Charlie Yankee Alpha Mike. Camp Route, I am better than I deserve, friend. Great to see you. Welcome aboard. We're going to be flying to Thunder Bay from Sault Ste. Marie in Canada and Ontario. And we are about to depart. So we're taking Charlie runway 22. And do we have a CTAF frequency? And why was my frequency tuned somewhere else? I don't know. It's okay though. I think the CTAF frequency already got tuned for me though. Let's find out. D8, this is 13305. I think that's what she tuned it to. Yeah, she did. Okay, so I'm going to tune 1 to 1.7. Oh, you know what? I have to reset my my button. Hold on. Because I'm flying. Flying. Push to talk. Set button. Done. Apply. Sault Ste. Marie ground. Good afternoon. Pacific Western 197 type Boeing 737-600 at the terminal. Pushing back. Taxiing runway 22 via Charlie. Thank you, Camp Route. Welcome aboard. Okay, so now we should be fine. I'm going to keep ground frequency on, and then once we start moving, we should be okay. Let's go ahead and get underway and request pushback. So, pushback and departure. We already ran departure brief. We should be good. And here we go.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
There's my pushback crew. Alright, you all set, ma'am? Let's go.
Final approach checklist completed.
Camp Route, thanks so much for the sub. Appreciate you using your Prime as well. That takes some doing. You only get one Prime a month. I am honored and privileged that you would spend it on me. Thank you. Here comes the pushback.
Locking gear.
Got my window set. Jen's on the bus, ready to go. Okay, we will do nose left, tail right.
Release parking brakes, please.
Will do. Let's get that pressure up. There we go.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Alright, let's get that clock started. Start right engine.
Starting engine 2.
So she just turned that on. She will wait for the N2 to rise.
Oil pressure.
Oil pressure, excuse me. Thank you, Stephanie.
Light off.
Please set parking brakes.
All right, stand by.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Theoretically, there's enough integration with GSX that I could literally fire off voice commands without having to use the GSX menu. But I don't think the voice command assist is available right now. Okay, roll back. After roll back, I should be able to ask her to turn on the left engine. Start left engine.
Starting engine 1.
And technically, once that engine is done starting up, I should be able to fire off a voice command that says, hey, we're done, go ahead and disconnect. So I can ignore the beeps. Should be able to.
Oil
And
pressure.
then we should be fine. Let me take a look at where I am on the map. Turn on my setting. And yeah, I'm looking downrange at Taxiway Charlie. Folks, thank you so much for stopping by today. I am privileged to have you all aboard. We're flying out to Thunder Bay today. We are on VATSIM at Pacific Western 197, and we are getting ready to go here. We'll do a fuel flow reset as well. And while we're waiting, let's go ahead and do a quick flight controls check, if it's possible. Full left, full right, full forward, full back, full left rudder,
Roll
full
back.
right rudder, and I should be fine. Should be. Also, what we can probably do is check the spoilers, but I can just do this. There we go. Cockpit to ground, good start confirmed. Please disconnect.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Okay, so the command just got fired, which is great. Set flaps 1. Flaps 1. Thank you. Nice sunny day out today. Happy with that.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Okay, so ground crew is fine. They're walking back to their spots. Where is homeboy? There he is. There we go. We are all set, chat. All clear. Okay, we just did a flight controls check, and they have cleared the aircraft. So now, we should be good to go here. I believe she's switching me over to Jen's. Yep. Before taxi checklist.
Electrical.
Okay, Gen 1 TR1.
Card in your seat pocket that illustrates safety equipment on this aircraft.
Generators on.
Probe heat.
Regulations require compliance
Probe
with
heat on.
information as well as all crew instructions.
On.
Lighted
Anti-ice.
information signs and posted placards. Fasten your seatbelt by
Off.
inserting the metal
Flight
tip into
controls.
the buckle.
Free.
By pulling
Flight
on
deck
the belt.
windows.
To release your seatbelt, flip the metal flap on the buckle. It is our policy that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times while
Closed and locked.
Flaps.
Doors are clearly marked with exit signs and instructions for door operation. Each door is equipped with an escape slide. Locate the exit nearest you. The nearest exit may be behind.
Set and checked.
Before taxi
An
checklist
emergency
complete.
lights will illuminate the aisle.
Clear left.
Cabin is pressurized.
Clear right.
If there is a loss of cabin pressure, a panel will open.
Here we go.
Oxygen masks will
Let's go ahead and let this thing go.
remain seated with your seatbelt fastened and pull a mask toward you to start the flow of oxygen. Oxygen will be flowing to the mask.
Beautiful.
Even though the bag may not
Welcome
inflate.
aboard, everybody.
Cover your nose and mouth with the mask. Place the elastic
Laps are
band
set.
around your head and tighten by
Let's give
pulling
the old girl some juice.
Secure your own mask before assisting others. Your seat bottom cushion may be used as a flotation device.
Alright, folks, let me know if it's too quiet or too loud. Just want to make sure the volume levels are good for you.
Around the cushion and hold on to the straps located on the back. This is a non-smoking flight. Smoking is not permitted in the cabin or lavatories. Cabin lights will now be turned off. Reading light buttons are located above your seat.
South St. Mary ground, Pacific Western 107, taxi runway 22 via Charlie. Setcom 122.8. Okay. Oh, wait. Let's see. Hang on. Let me try another command. It might work. Set VHF 122.8. No, that's not it. But that's a good reminder. What is the decision height for Thunder Bay? On the RNAV, it's going to be decision height 889er. And that is Barrow Mins. I would definitely say FS2 Crew is worth it. You don't have to get the animated first officer. You can just get the SOPs for the 737 or whatever plane it is you want to fly. You can get one for the 777 as well. I also got the animated first officer, which really drives the point home that you're not flying by yourself. And that just, to me, that makes the experience so much better. Okay, so 889er set. And what did I say I wanted to set? Give me a bit. I have the clock running and FMC message, but we're going to go ahead and say we're good. Approaching the departure runway. Don't mind me. One thing I have to watch out though is the button I assigned for the keybind is the same as the one that lets me kind of move around the cabin more easily. Okay, and what else am I missing? Oh, verify takeoff speeds. Speeds checked. Before takeoff checklist.
Minimum takeoff fuel.
.3 set. Set and checked.
Departure plan.
Complete.
Attendant notification.
Stand by. Complete.
Electrical.
Double checking. Generators on. Generators on.
Anti-ice.
Off.
Packs.
Auto.
Bleeds.
Engines on, APU off.
Start switches.
Continuous. Oh. Set and checked.
APU.
Off.
Flaps.
Set and checked.
Start levers.
Idle.
Recall.
Checked.
Before takeoff checklist complete.
Runway 22 verified final is clear.
Final is clear.
Fantastic. Okay, so now we have... Only thing we need to do now is get the lights ready to go. Set takeoff thrust 91.4.
Thrust set.
Okay, strobe lights on, anti-collision light on, wing lights on. Saucy Mary traffic, Pacific Western 107 lining up and departing runway 22. Check, check. Okay, parking brake is off. Let's go ahead and give it some power. Confirm. Thank you, Stephanie. Alright, we'll handle the throttle setting. Alright, make it about 40% N1. N1. A little bit over actually, but synchronized. And let's go. Chronos. Toga. Steen.
Rotate.
Positive rate of climb.
Landing gear up.
Positive rate, landing gear up.
Flaps up.
Flaps up.
700 feet. Select Command A. Select Command A.
Airspeed low. Airspeed low.
That's fine. Alright. Push down. Fix that. Let that get back up. I'll take care of the autopilot right now. Command A, we'll try this again. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Set climb thrust. Yep, my fault. I think I forgot a command to call. I need to call out set climb thrust. Otherwise, I've done a couple flights with this already, and we were fine. With a similar passenger load, so I'm pretty sure that was my mistake. Set speed climb thrust. More cowbell.
Roger.
Sault Ste. Marie traffic, Pacific Western 107, 6,200, climbing on the Sault Ste. Marie 8 departure. Ooh, bit of a bumpy bump. Alright, we should be fine now. Okay, I think more cowbell is kind of like an open climb, so we should be fine. $10,000 feet. Taxi lights off. Excuse me. Landing lights off. Climb checklist.
Pressurization.
Checked.
Start switches.
Off.
APU.
Off.
Climb checklist complete.
Fantastic. Okay, so we are set all the way up to our cruise speed. And we're picking up speed as well. It's a bumpy day out there. Wow. Let's take a look at our flight plan. Also, now we need to go ahead and set our direct because we had a discontinuity. That's okay. And we will go direct noter. Actually, no, direct to pool. There we go. Not going to be that much of a deviation. And again, we have enough fuel. We had enough fuel on board to get us to Winnipeg. That might change, but that's okay. I mean, vectors and discontinuities are great on VATSIM if you have VATSIM ATC vectoring you to a specific, destination before they have you go direct to a specific waypoint. I've noticed a lot that when I'm in an event or just on a random day on VATSIM, they usually vector me unless it's a place like, for example, LA or San Fran, where they basically give you an RNF departure and you just follow it. Otherwise, they'll probably vector traffic as necessary to make sure everything's going the way it's supposed to. And once you're out of their way, then they'll probably give you a direct to go to, and that's it. You just go ahead, fly the flight plan, and you get to that point. But let's see. I believe that is the airport way, way, way out that way. So that's cool. We're on our way to Thunder Bay. Welcome, everybody. And let's see. We're about 5 minutes airbound now, and 20:02 100 hours UTC. 20:02 UTC time. 18,000 feet standard set. 18,000 feet standard set.
Standard set.
There we go. Standard pressure. There we are. Sweet. Set heading 321.
3, 2, 1, set.
Just syncing with the current heading. Thank you so much, Stephanie. I have control.
You have control.
So, there we are, chat. Good afternoon and welcome aboard Pacific Western Flight 197 with service to Thunder Bay. We just took off out of Sault Ste. Marie with a bit of a spicy takeoff because we accelerated crazy fast or crazy steep and triggered the stall warning and just played with the edge of control, but we were able to save it. Certainly I would have to file a report and go through the process of decoding what happened, but at the same time, happy to report that there was no loss of altitude reported, at least not that I could see, and we were able to regain control, fly the aircraft up to the continued departure routing, so we're fine. I'm like 5 minutes off the pace, but otherwise I'm happy. We are flying up the, what is that, Isthmus of Michigan, and then we're going to be over Lake, what did I say? Lake Huron, Wait, which lake is that? I'm pretty sure that's Lake Huron, unless I got them. Unless I got it mixed up with Lake Superior. Okay, there we go. Lake Superior. Yes, Lake Huron is between Michigan and Ontario. So Michigan is on one side it has Lake Michigan, which is where Chicago is, and Milwaukee, and on the other side of the mitten is Lake Huron. Above Michigan is Lake Superior. There we go. Fantastic. All right. This is making this is making me thirsty. Speaking of which, I have a little bit of cold coffee left. Mm, wonderful. I like me some cold coffee. There are some people that make hot coffee that drink it, myself included, and sometimes you don't drink all of it really fast. You take a few sips of it when it's hot, you put it down, you get really busy, and then the coffee eventually becomes cold. I like it when it gets cold. Some people might be like, ugh, and then just throw it out. Slurping it straight. It's it's a nice clear day today. Yeah, I'm enjoying the process. But you like a good iced coffee? That's fantastic. I used to get some. I used to get some. I mean, I used to go to. I like going to $5. I mean Starbucks. No, no offense. I do like going to Starbucks for a good occasional stuff like a frap. If I feel really fancy, like maybe a flat white or an americano. But I usually like making I usually like making coffee myself at home, and it's just straight up black, nothing in it at all. When I'm on the road, when I'm with family, when I'm traveling, if I ask for a cup of coffee and they say cream and sugar, the answer is always yes. Because I'm not home drinking coffee, I'm out drinking coffee. And when I travel on a cruise ship, it's like more coffee, the answer is yes. So those are my usual rules. But in general, I will strive to not have more than 3 cups a day, and they're usually like 10-ounce shots. So basically, one in the morning when I wake up, one in the afternoon, and then one in the afternoon after I'm done working, and then that's it. I might go back to 2 cups a day. I don't know, but right now I'm fairly pleased with where I am, so I'll go ahead and take that and just chill. Usually I drink it on occasion. Good for you. Good for you. Okay, auto brake off. I might set the auto brake on the descent portion of the flight. And speaking of descent, let's take a look at the flight plan because I want to see when I should plan for it. It's a pretty fast flight. And if I take a look at the Noter 4, which is the arrival, Noter needs to be at or above 7,000, but I need to be at 5,500 feet at Viver. And I have 15 nautical miles and then 70 between Dipple and Noter. So that's 85 nautical miles. If I need to be, let's say, just round it up. So basically 6,000 feet, I need to lose 30,000. So that's a little bit, yeah, that's 100 nautical miles, which means before we hit Dupel, I'm probably going to want to start planning the descent. So let's go ahead and take a look at our legs just to make sure we don't have any discos. We don't. So Viver, Canev, okay, yeah. Noter 7,000 or above. So we do need to be at 5,500 by the time we hit Viver. So how do we do this? We're not at cruise yet, so I'm not going to mess with the altitude knob. Once we hit cruise, use the 3-1 fuel rule. I do not know the 3-1 fuel rule. Please explain. I would like to learn. I do know, I do some extremely rough calculations in my head for altitude descent. Basically, 100 nautical miles to lose 30,000 feet at the predicted airspeed, and I multiply the airspeed times 5. Oh, 3-1 rule for descent planning. So usually the way I do it is this. I figure out how much altitude I have to lose, and then I divide that by 300. So say we're dropping 30,000 feet. I need 100 nautical miles to do that. So beginning at 100 nautical miles, I'll take the present speed, the present ground speed, which say for example was 400 knots. It's not, but this is rounded up. I would multiply that by 5. So at 100 nautical miles, I would manually descend at 2,000 feet per minute. 3 miles for every 1,000 feet you have to lose. So 3 miles for every 1,000 feet. 3 miles, I have 30,000 feet. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that right? 3 miles for every 1,000 feet, I have 30,000 feet. So that's 90,000 miles? For every 10,000 you have to lose. Got it. It'd be 30 miles. Interesting. 30 miles seems short. I must not be understanding something. So let's see. It's 3.1, 30, 10. I feel like it would be 30 nautical miles for 10,000 feet. So 90 nautical miles for 30,000 feet would make sense to me. I'll put it into an example. Seatbelts off. Oh, seatbelts on. She usually doesn't understand that one, so I'll turn it off myself. Alright, let's say I need to lose 30,000 feet, which is basically my example. Very interested to see the rest of the text. So we need to lose 30,000 feet. That's pretty much the truth. Still looking cold up north. That means to start your descent about 90 miles from the point I want to reach 10,000 feet by. That makes sense. I just let the G1000 calculate a 3-degree slope. Not a bad idea. But yeah, 30 times 3 is 90. 30,000 feet times 3 is 90 nautical miles. Yeah, exactly. So I did it in terms of 100, but that's pretty close. Yeah. And the computer's already calculated the descent point, which is just outside of Duple. This is a 80 nautical mile map. That'd be 60. So yeah, just inside of 40 nautical miles is where we start. So let's go ahead and start prepping the descent. Set altitude 5,500.
5,500. Set.
Okay. Do we have the option to pick an approach brief? She might ask me, but let's go ahead and get the descent checklist out of the way. Where are we? Descent. We have minimums, VREF and target, auto brake, and recall. So before I do that, let's go ahead, go into the approach ref page. We can land flaps 30 or flaps 40. Since there's no appreciable difference, no significant difference between the two, I'm going to go flaps 30 and be happy with that. Wind correction 0.5, so the VRAF speed is going to be what? It's going to be 135. Descent checklist, please.
Minimums.
889 set. Set and checked.
VREF and V target.
130, 135 set.
Auto brake.
Three set.
Recall.
Checked.
Descent checklist complete.
Fantastic. So descent checklist is done. We're ready to go. And inside of 10 nautical miles, I'm going to go ahead and flip the seatbelt sign back on, and we will start getting ready for our arrival. You'll probably hear some comms from the cabin where the flight attendants are going to start telling people to get ready to land. Yeah, I can clearly say that this is definitely an enjoyable experience. Why is my COM 1 set to 1 to 1.7? Let's see. COM 1, 122, decimal 8. Probably because I forgot to switch the radios. Whoops. But at the same time, let me double check and refresh the map. There's nobody around me. We do have an Air Canada flight from Toronto going to Calgary, and we do have a WestJet flight going from Toronto to Calgary, but I have nobody in my immediate, like, say, 30 to 40 nautical mile radius. So realistically, I wouldn't be able to communicate with much people anyway. Scooter, good to see you, friend. Do you have any interest in Say Intentions Open Sky, which is the AI ATC? I can send you an invite for it. Please do. I'd be curious to learn more about that. I've kind of watched from a distance people using Say Intentions and the other one. I forget the name of the other AI ATC program, but people have been using it left, right, and center. So I would be very curious to find out more about it. Appreciate the invitation, friend, and welcome aboard. Happy to have you with me as we fly Pacific Western to Thunder Bay. We're coming up on 10 nautical miles, so I'm going to go ahead and turn seatbelts on. Seatbelts on.
Seatbelt on.
Yeah, go ahead, Scooter. Okay, so landing light's not necessary because we're way above 10,000 feet, but let me take a look upstairs. Is there anything that I'm missing? No. Your damper's on, fuel's flowing, Gen 1 TR1. We have lights off. We have seatbelt signs on. Window heats, probe heats, hydraulics, packs. Isolation valve, of course, is auto, otherwise we'd have no good passengers right now. And we have landing altitude set. We're cruising at 360. We should be okay. Okay, done deal. Now, okay, I'm not flying one with heads-up display, so that's okay. Thanks, Scooter. We'll be in touch. We are VNAV right now, so it should follow restrictions to 7,000 at, I believe, Noter, and then Viva is the next one. Auto throttle's armed, flight directors are on, command A right now, and let's set heading. Set heading 318. Heading 318. Set heading 318.
318 set.
Demand, eh? Studio Canuck, my friend. Welcome aboard. Very happy to have you. We're Pacific Western 197. You can follow on SimAware or any of the usual social haunts that look up VATSIM flights. We are about to descend into Thunder Bay, friend. Happy to have you with us. The little hand. Well, this is definitely growing on me, and I should definitely try some of the other first officers as well and voices, because I've been flying with Stephanie for a while, and I think I need to give like Ernesto or Roger or James a flight as well, especially if we do flights overseas. Depending on whether or not I'm like chill and everything's taken care of, I might have to break out FS2 crew again to fly with you tonight, Canuck. But I've definitely been enjoying my time in here and the and just flying around in FSX I said FSX, I meant FS 2020, but FSX has a very special place in my heart. Clearly. Look at that, we're beginning the descent. We're spooling down. Ooh. I mean, I don't have like, a Bang& Olufsen sound system, but even my headset just gets that dip as the engines start to spool down. It just hits that spot in my brain where it's like, that's fantastic. Man, this is great. Thanks so much to everybody that stopped by today, and I definitely heart my lurkers for hanging out tonight. I appreciate you all being here for the experience. Air Canada Rouge, nice. And Nathan did, who was it? Jazz Flight last night. So, yeah, I got Canada on my mind, man. I'm all about that maple syrup, so I say God bless Canada, and let's do our best to, be nice to each other. We got to take care of each other out there. We got to. Oh, A319, let's go. In FS 2020, I don't have one. I think the closest you can get to one is what? Does Phoenix have an A319? I think so. If that's the case, I should probably buy one. But I don't have that much money right now. So I'm happy to use the fly-by-wire A320. I also have the Builds A320 Neo, which I should probably try, but I'm not gonna have FS2 Crew integration with that. I could get FS2 Crew integration with the Phoenix and the fly-by-wire, but again, I don't have the Phoenix. I don't have the license for the FS2 Crew for the Phoenix A320. But I wouldn't. I don't think I'd mind flying the A320 at some point, because that would probably be cool. The Phoenix, I mean. Okay, so we are probably going to descend faster to pick up speed to stay by the beam. Please, go ahead. Go ahead. Use that email. I can use that to keep in touch officially. In fact, I think I'd like to do that with more of my professional ventures. I am trying to get some scenery rolled out, and I'm trying to get back into a flow where it's a lot easier for me to do things like work on scenery, do flights, really collab with the community. There are several things going on right now. I really, 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 really want to go to Expo this year in Providence, but to be completely transparent with you, I don't know if I'm going to have the money. This is not a call for help. This is not me saying, please give me the funds so I can attend Expo. If you feel motivated to, you're more than welcome to use the Buy Me a Coffee or direct donation tools available on my profile page on Twitch. It's totally up to you. You don't have to give me a penny. I'm just saying, I'm trying to figure out ways on my end to raise funds to get to Expo so I can meet so many of you, talk to the companies, really start to stretch my wings and figure out. You're 15 minutes away? That's fantastic. Scooter, one of my friends is also outside the area. I don't know if you've heard of Eric Flight. He does flight sim streams as well. He's closer to Taunton, but he's been at a Plymouth meeting. Plymouth meeting? No, Plymouth. He's been at a Plymouth, and he flies for real. I would like to go to FS Expo. I would like to really start getting way more into scenery development and to start getting back to really enjoying your Northern Rhode Island. Okay. I would like to start getting way more into scenery development and flying in a sim. Flight simming is still something that I enjoy massively. You figure for somebody that's basically been up in the virtual sky for over I just got a text from Mrs. Digi. Do you know what the text said? The back of the plane needs treats. Let's see. She's sending me a message right now. This is absolutely hilarious. You're up in Massachusetts, but you're moving to Charlotte. Okay. Okay. There are some Cheetos. Okay. I'm waiting to see. I'm waiting to see what the notification is. Oh my god. What a great day. What a great day. Oh, I could have asked for better. I seriously could not have asked for better. Thank you so much to everybody that's here. I don't care if I don't get another penny from this stream. I have gotten so much from all of you hanging out and having a great time with me. It is an absolute privilege, all of you being here. But yeah, like I was saying, I want to get to FS Expo. I want to start working on my brand for Digi Scenery Studio. I want to I want to spend more time in the sim. I just I want to do better. I want to do better. Are you absolutely kidding me right now? She sent me a GIF of an airplane. Oh no 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 no. I have to share this. Okay, stand by. If any of you are on my Discord, I'm going to pop a message, not a message, but I'm going to put the picture in screenshots. If you go to my screenshots Discord, you will see what she just sent me. That is so dope. GIF? Yes. Or wait. I apologize. Is a GIF. I've always said GIF. I've probably always been wrong, but I'll probably keep saying GIF even though I'm wrong. It's okay. You got the Win Wing and McDo. That's fantastic. All right, chat. Give me a moment. I need to tend to some last minute snack duties up in the back of the plane. I'll BRB ASAP. Sit tight. Chat, I am back. A little bit behind the times, but let's go ahead and fix ourselves up. Flight level 180, approach checklist.
Altimeters.
Checklist. Generator point 909 set.
Packs. Start switches.
Off.
Approach checklist complete.
Okay, so we are approaching 12,500 feet. We are on Unicom. Thunder Bay traffic, Pacific Western 107, 12,000 feet on the Notor 4 arrival, runway 25, Thunder Bay traffic. Alright, that's strap in, or in the words of my good friend, New Skies, saddle up, boys. Privilege hanging out with everybody today, and I've got my cats with me for the arrival into Thunder Bay. We are about to get out of 11,000 feet, and how close are we? Let me see. So we're going to be probably around 8 or 900,000 feet around Notor, which is just fine for that restriction. And then we should be in time, or right around that area where we need to be. I don't want to be flaps 1 just yet, because we're nowhere near approach. We are slowing down to below 250 before we cross, and this is good. Yeah, but what I was trying to say before was I'm really, really trying to make the most of this year. Last year was crummy, not gonna lie. I worked on high visibility, high stress project that really took it out of me, and I learned so much about myself, and I also learned some things that I don't want to do anymore. I'm not afraid to admit that I felt
10,000 feet.
really stressed. 10,000 feet, attendance notified. And I want to do the best I can with the rest of this year. And that means being way more deliberate about how to get ready or how to move forward. I'm just grateful to Yahweh Elohim for his blessings in my life. Just without the love and the support of Almighty God through Jesus Christ, I would probably have gone bananas or just shut off.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we start our descent, please make sure your seat backs and tray tables are
And I'm grateful for every single one of you that's attended today, lurked, said hello to the resubs from Sheesh, from Camp Route, Iowa Scotsman. Thank you everybody so much. Yeah, definitely Camp Route and Iowa Scotsman for the resubs today. Okay, getting ready to approach the approach 425, landing into a default Thunder Bay, but I really do not care. Once we get to the decel point, just before we get there, I'll start calling out flaps 1. Let me take a look at my approach plane. Going to be going to Viva and then Canev for the RNAV. Approach plate, can have is going to be recommended 3,400 feet. And what I could probably do is set up B-Rob for 2,000 or keep my altitude at 4,000. Set altitude 4,000.
4,000. Set.
Alright, give me the approach brief.
Are you ready for the approach brief?
Okay.
The arrival routing will be via the ATC assigned star, complying with all published speed and altitude restrictions, or an ILS approach, planning a flaps 30 landing. Taxi route in will be as assigned by ATC. We'll be arriving at the gate. No view required. We'll be using the GPU after shutdown. Descent speeds and navigation radius are set. Airport modems have been reviewed. Any questions, comments, or concerns?
No questions.
Approach brief complete.
We'll take a look and just see that we don't have any ATC on frequency right now. We do not. Nothing all the way to the top to control, nothing all the way down to clearance delivery, so nobody is on. I have control.
You have control.
Flaps 1.
Flaps 1.
Okay, so we should start shaving off some speed pretty fast. This is fantastic. It's kind of foggy. Wow. Two five. Import weather. Backs on anti-ice off. No credit, auto brakes 3. Okay, so required landing distance is 4,000, available 7,000. I have hopes that we'll be able to get down there on time. What livery we're rocking? Pacific Western. It's an absorbed airline, which I believe got absorbed into WestJet, but it looks so nice. I'm a fan of it. If Nathan Splains is still here, he'd probably tell you it's the reason. It's because there's a Pacific Western 737-200 that's parked just outside the a runway for Villeneuve Airport, which I made in flight sim. Approach mode armed. Oh, thank you, not WestJet, Air Canada. Through some mess of mergers and acquisitions. Now he wants a Pepsi. That's fantastic. Okay, so we are on approach. Single channel. Flaps 5.
Flaps 5.
Alright, let's bring the speed down to 135.
2,500.
Okay, we are on the beam, and runway's in sight. It's fuzzy, but I can just make it out. Once we get set, we're going to do our gear down flaps 15 call out. You all set? Let's go. Landing lights on, turn off lights on. Switches to continuous. And let's go ahead and arm the APU. Gear down, flaps 15.
Landing gear down. Flaps 15.
How to activate the crew? The crew, as a part of FS2 crew, come as kind of like a combination of a bunch of stuff. So when you're doing the first officer flows and all that stuff, everything comes together. So the crew is a part of the FS2 crew package. If we're talking about crew as in flight attendants and the first officer, yeah, it's all bundled. We are writing some yellow tape, but we are on the beam. Flaps 25.
Flaps 25.
Flaps 30.
Flaps 30.
Before landing checklist, please.
Speed brake.
Armed green light.
Landing gear.
Down 3 greens.
Flaps.
30 green light.
Before landing checklist complete.
One
1,000 feet.
Still stable. A little bit fuzzy out there. Be safe. They're in the robot at present. Landing. Okay, 500 will take over controls.
five hundred.
500.
I have control.
Four hundred.
Wind is just out of the southwest at about 10 knots. My throttles.
300. Approaching minimums. 200. Minimums. 100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
Okay, touch long. That's okay. First green, speed brakes up.
Deployed.
Brake disarm. And I do believe we made Delta. Flaps up. Flaps up.
Roger.
There we go. Yeah, Sogan, I'll take that. I will definitely take that. All right, let's take a look at the map. Saturday traffic, Pacific Western 107, clear runway 25, taxiing to the terminal via Delta Alpha. Okay, so I have it set or configured where basically the after landing flows are automatic. Here comes the APU. We'll get the position light back to steady. Okay, then we'll just wait a little while for the generators to come on, excuse me, the APU to come on so she can put it on the bus. And we should be able to see pretty much all the gates, so I can tell, or should be able to tell, where we're going to be parking. Disconnected jetways notwithstanding. Okay, give me 2 suitable parkings. We have gate 1C and 3A. We're going to take 3A. Okay, request follow me? No. We should be able to see it, and we'll take Strategic Aviation Canada for ground handling. There we go. We will turn off the chronos at this point. So a little bit less than like 50 minutes. I think like 48 minutes in flight, which is kind of incredible considering how, pardon me, kind of incredible how I had that oopsie when we took off, where like I spent 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 minutes out, and basically we still made it. So I'm happy about that. Okay, we should be able to turn off flight directors. We're not going to need those anymore. Auto throttle is off. Once we get to the non-movement area, I'll turn the taxi lights off.
3
And
minutes.
3 minutes, which means we can shut off the moment we get plugged into the gate. And APU's on the bus. That's fine. Oh, well, we do need the APU bleed. So, there we go. And I believe that is our gate. Wait, how does it work? I'm a little confused. Okay, speed brake down, lights off, when we turn off lights is needed, HGS combiner stow. When you park at the gate or stand, set the parking brake. So, what I'm a little bit confused about is precisely where everything connects. But, it's okay. Let me see where dude is. Actually, for some strange reason, the default marshaller is still on. Let me take a look at the map. 3A is literally straight ahead. So, I believe he is where he needs to be. There we go. Got stuck a little bit, but we're fine. Yeah, APUs are on the bus. Excuse me, APU is on the bus. So I think we're going to have dueling marshallers at the gate waiting for me. Which is kind of funny. Alright, so I'm going to spend my time paying attention to the marshaller in red, not the marshaller in front. This is a bit of a meme. That's okay. I don't know why both those pushback crews are in place. It's kind of weird. There we go. And parking brake is on. Alright, here we go. 2 blues, 1 red. Engines, they're dead. And taxi light off. Wonderful. Let's go ahead and say cabin crew, disarm slides.
Checked.
Okay. Parking checklist, please.
Parking brake.
Set.
Start levers.
Cut off.
Fuel pumps.
Off.
Window heat.
Off.
Probe heat.
Off.
Anti-ice.
Off.
Hydraulic pumps.
Electrics off.
Start switches.
Off.
Oil quantity.
$92, 97%. 92, 97%. Set and checked.
Hydraulic quantity.
See if that. Let's see, oxygen pressure is dropping. Refill.
Radar.
Set and checked.
Transponder.
Standby and zeros.
Parking checklist complete.
Fantastic. Welcome down, everybody. So, I think we already emptied everybody out because I know the jetway connected, and I think there's only one thing left to do. I think we can just call the terminate checklist. Terminating checklist.
Stab trim.
Give me a mo. Green band.
IRSs.
Off.
Emergency exit lights.
Off.
External lights.
Off.
Ground power.
Off.
APU.
Off.
Battery.
Off.
Terminating checklist complete.
Fantastic. And that's going to do it. Superb. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for coming along with us as we did a quick turn in the 737-600. My camera's upside down. That's funny. And we have arrived at Thunder Bay. Now, as per usual, I think the limitations in VRAM did not draw the rest of the jetway that was supposed to be drawn on. Don't care. We'll just say they Wi-Fi'd into the terminal, so that's fine. Welcome into Thunder Bay. We came in on runway 25, so we came in literally over the lake, which is fantastic. This is default Bing imagery. I'm not using a map mod today. I think the last time I flew, one of the last times I flew, I was using Google Maps map mod, but you can also use updated Bing imagery. This is a default version of Thunder Bay. I don't know if there's scenery available for it. I would assume there is. So we're here. I'm happy. And I think the next thing for me to do is probably just get set with the rest of the evening. I'm probably going to get up, stretch my legs, turn the computer off, probably either start working on dinner or grab another cup of coffee and check in with Mrs. Digi. Whether I'm on later tonight to do stuff like another flight with the crew, that might depend on whether or not I want to spend more time on the computer today. I might, and I might take the next several hours break to just enjoy the afternoon. I think that's probably a very good idea as well. I'm very happy to have gotten here well. I'm very happy to have pulled the flight off on VATSIM. I suspect the workload would probably have gotten particularly spicier if I was on VATSIM, but at the same time, having somebody to do some of the settings and switches and things like that does help me manage the levels better. So I'm really happy. I'm really happy with I was gonna say, yeah, with FS2 Crew, especially with the first officer animated first officer add-on, and I'm happy to have made it to Thunder Bay. It's a nice little area. Got this scenic overlooking the airport, so we're gonna go ahead and park it here for the night. I like it. Folks, really appreciate everybody that stopped by, everybody that said hello. How many of you wonderful people are still here? Let me go ahead and check. I disconnect from VATSIM and we'll take a look. We have 9 viewers still here, I think, give or take. Maybe 9 or 8. So, let's keep the party going, shall we? Let's go ahead and see if we can't find somebody to say hello to. So, let me go on Twitch and find out which one of my friends is streaming right now so we can say hello to him. Give me a moment. So, sort high to low. And Continuous doing X-Plane 12. It's Norcali as well. Karya. We have Street Cred. Flight Buddy to Sim. Two-Faced Disc is doing DCS World. Flight Sim Stream. And Tortoise Gaming. I want to keep it Microsoft Flight Sim connected just so everybody has a chance to enjoy more content. But Continuum definitely does do Flight Sim and switches off between them. So we're gonna go ahead and raid my friend Continuum. Folks, again, an absolute privilege having you aboard with me today. Thank you so much for saying hello. Thanks for the resubs. Thanks for all the support. You are all amazing. I'm probably going to be doing some more flying in the near future, especially since I have FS2 Crew helping me manage flows in the 737. I will most likely be doing this a little bit more than, like, say, once a week, probably 2 or 3 times, but also I'm managing some other things I want to do. So thank you for stopping by and saying hello. And like I always like to say at the end of the stream, if you want true peace, you want the Prince of Peace, and that's Jesus. Thank you, friends. We're going to go ahead and raid Continuum. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see ya.